Hello everyone and welcome back to Destiny. It is week 44 of year 2 and we are inching ourselves ever so closer to year 3 and the release of Rise of Iron. And now while these few in between weeks until we learn a lot more about Rise of Iron aren't terribly exciting, there are still a lot of fun to be had with our weekly activities and starting to prepare for year 3. And also, before we jump into this week's guide, I did want to let you know that I've created a short guide on how to effectively farm exotic shards, just in case you're running out. Now, you guys might already know about this farm, but I found myself needing to use it a lot more recently, so I thought I'd go ahead and include it at the end of this video. And with that, let's get started. Starting with this week's Challenge of the Elders, we have Catapult, Grenade Kill Bonus, and Grounded. It's nice to have Grenade Kill Bonus and Catapult back again. For the big baddies, we start with Kexus the Betrayed and his Suppression Bombs, Psylocke the Defiled with his Pools of Fire, and finally the Overmind Minotaur with his Suppression Fields. Again, it's an incredible week for the Voidwalker Warlock, but you can have a lot of fun with Sunbreaker Titans, and Gunslinger or Blade Dancer Hunters. A few exotics I recommend are the Nothing Manacles for the Warlock, the Spine of Young Ahamkara for the Hunter, and the Armamentarium for the Titan. Another great option if you're a Blade Dancer is the ATS-8 Tarantella. But anyways, this week shouldn't be too much trouble, so just go out there and have fun. Moving on to this week's Nightfall, we have the Sunless Cell, and the modifiers are Specialist, Fresh Troops, Match Game, and Exposure. A lot of debuffs this week, so be very careful and play a more defensive game than you might normally want to. It's not too difficult considering there are no burns this week, but exposure can be a son of a bitch if you don't pay attention to your health. For a few highly recommended exotic special weapons, I recommend the Black Spindle, Telesto, or even Invective. Playing this week's Nightfall makes me desperately want an exotic Void Sniper Rifle. In fact, artist Benjamin Ratterman did design an exotic sniper rifle based on some early concept work. I went over that design in a previous video and posed how it could be the first exotic Void sniper rifle. If you want to learn more about that weapon, click the image on screen or the link in the description box below. Moving on to this week's Vanguard Heroic playlist, we have the inclusion of Specialist, Ironclad, and Airborne. So this is definitely the week to play around with all of your special weapons. I recommend taking this week as an opportunity to finish up your Sidearm Grimoire. But anyways, moving on to that exotic farming tip, it's something that I do now every time I hit the Glimmer cap, just so I don't waste Glimmer. Now of course this is by no means cheap, and I only recommend doing this if you have an influx of Glimmer. In fact, to get 10 shards, it's going to cost you 22,500 Glimmer. Now to do this, you need to get to the exotic weapon kiosk and buy as many heavy weapons as you want shards. Now you're going to want to buy a heavy weapon that you already have in your possession, so it doesn't cost you any more than 2,500 Glimmer and 1 exotic shard. I just picked the super good advice because it's easiest to pick out. Now once you bought all of those weapons, you can go ahead and pop a heavy telemetry. What we're going to do is essentially upgrade these weapons by simply unlocking all of the perks. This is a farm that will essentially double the amount of shards you're spending right now. Now the other thing you're going to need is Motes of Light, specifically 6 for every exotic shard you want to get. And with 6 Motes of Light, we have successfully unlocked all of the upgrades on this weapon. Now it's important to remember that you don't have to apply any of the upgrades, you simply have to unlock them, so save your Glimmer and materials. So I'm going to go ahead and use a couple for example here, and essentially we're going to go ahead and dismantle the weapon we just unlocked all the perks for, and you should end up with 2 exotic shards. So you've effectively doubled the amount of shards you use to buy this weapon. And that's pretty much the farm. You go ahead and unlock the upgrades, then dismantle the weapon. It's also a good opportunity to upgrade any other piece of weapon or armor that you might need. So again, you guys might already be aware of this farm, but I thought I'd go ahead and include it in case a few of you don't know about it, especially since it's that time of year to start hoarding as many materials as you can, so you won't have to worry about materials come time to upgrade all that shiny new gear from Rise of Iron. And on that topic, I really hope we find out soon when we're going to be getting those reveal streams for the Rise of Iron. I personally have a feeling they're going to start in the beginning of August. But anyways, what are you guys doing in these next few weeks to get ready for Rise of Iron? Leave them in the comments below. Drop a like if you can, and subscribe for more Destiny content. And I will see you all next time. Now this kind of leaves us with the big elephant in the room question, which is this the final expansion before Destiny 2? And if so, when is Destiny 2 being released?